Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports.
All sorts of sports.
Come on,
Yeah,
you know,
guys, I want to
I'm
see
not
that.
feeling
Cool.
100%, guys.
Me neither. But All Sorts of Sports, episode 90.
Are you okay, James? Or is it like, did you have another bad day?
Had a bad couple of weeks, but it is what it is.
Really?
All right, so let's move on to.
He's been working a lot, yes.
No, sorry, James.
So, last week was the closest it's been so far. All right. So, yeah, we're gonna go from worst to first. For our picks from last week, K Dot, you got 8 right. Keem, you got 8 right. Ryan, you got 9 right, and I got 9 right.
Why'd you go from worse than to say my name when we got the same? You can.
I think that's accurate. No. Alphabetical
I like
order.
it.
Alphabetical
I like it.
order.
No, you know why?
Alphabetical
Because
order.
Hold on, alphabetical
No.
order. Regardless.
I know K Dot, it's still in order. Hold on, it's still in order. But the game that saved me was the Saints and Seahawks. Thank God I picked the Saints. All right. You know why? It's still in order? Because the season rankings, worst, you got 62. Keem got 66. Ryan had 69, Kappa, and I have 79. See? It all works out, man.
Hey, man, it's still close. Anything can happen, man. There's still half a season ahead of us. Half a season.
Damn, are we at the halfway mark?
Basically. It's like week 8 now.
I hate that. Like, it seemed like it flew by. And
it's 17 weeks, so like maybe like 4:15 on
playoffs
Sunday.
blow by, and weeks by the time we get there, it just all goes away. I'm already sad. It's like that feeling you get when you got to go to work on Monday, and it's like 4:00 on Sunday, and like it starts to creep around that you got to go to work tomorrow.
The Sunday scaries,
Yeah,
they real. But here's a fun tip. You can become a lawyer, and then you don't get any free time, so you never get the Sunday scaries because you never stop working. It's great.
Monday's
great.
my day off.
And then you die.
I love Monday being my day off.
All right. So, looking at week 7, right? Yep, week 7. Is there any games you guys want to touch on, really?
Let me pull this back up. I can't think.
I know there's a game you don't want to touch on.
What? Oh no, I don't.
That shit shocked me.
I'm cool. I'm cool with talking Ravens. Like I love.
Go ahead.
Expand on that.
Go ahead.
Similar to Patrick Mahomes in September. But prior to this, Lamar had never lost in October his entire career. He was undefeated against the Bengals, never lost against them. And I think that the law of averages caught up with the Ravens, and they got their asses pounded. Now, credit to the Bengals. This isn't just like some fucking throw shit under the rug. The Bengals are good, but I said they'd be good. I didn't think they'd beat us, and I especially didn't think they'd beat us like that. I thought it would be a close game. But Jamar Chase is that fucking dude. Like Jamar Chase is that dude. He is legit, and I still think Justin Jefferson is better. But we'll see. We got plenty of time. They're young. So much more time in their careers to see that. But Bengals are really good. And hey, if they do end up making the playoffs, man, hey, best division in football, AFC North. Not even close.
I thought it was really good play calling too, especially on the offense for the Bengals, because it seemed like every time the defense was worried about the receivers, they just bust and run up the middle. Their line was fucking phenomenal. Last year they were trying to get Joe Burrow killed. This year he's got some good time in the pocket. Jamar Chase people are gonna be chasing after him all year because he is just too fast, too strong.
I was a guy who said they should have picked Sewell, and I was like, man, they should have picked Sewell. You can find a receiver anywhere. Like Jamar Chase is gonna be a great number 2 to T. Higgins. Nah, fuck that.
I love matching college quarterbacks up with their wide receivers.
I love it too, but I also love protecting them.
That is true.
I also love them not getting injured.
But I mean, that's the thing. Joe Burrow went up against the Washington football team last year that used to play like a decent football team. I mean, anybody was going to have a hard time when we actually remember what football was like for this franchise. We were doing things,
and they killed him.
Yeah, we killed him. We absolutely killed him.
Although that field has taken many a quarterback.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just on Washington.
Yep.
Yeah, we suck.
although
the defense played better than they have been, at least the defensive line has played a lot better. There were some really shitty calls that happened in this game. There's some shit as far as from a rule book standpoint. If that's what's in the rule book, to throw that bitch out, like it's just. Anybody really thought Taylor Heineke was giving himself up going into the end zone?
Oh, that was
fuck
funny.
off! Like it was just dumb as shit. Look, Taylor is. I think Taylor makes an amazing backup quarterback. Mm-hmm. I think as far as being the leader on an offense on an NFL team, unless you have a defense that's able to bail him out because he's going to do dumb shit with the football, it's like I've been saying time and time again. Taylor Heineke is your poor man's Favre. He doesn't have a strong arm, but he is a gunslinger, and he makes shit happen. He's got moxie. He's got balls.
So he's Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Sort of, but the thing with Fitz, to a certain degree, but I don't even think Fitzy is as ballsy as Taylor is. At least, and he's not. And the thing with Fitzpatrick is he's not as athletic as Taylor is. I mean, Taylor had 95 yards on the ground. He can run. Like, he can legitimately run. And he's the best slider in sports. I'm not even saying, like, he could teach baseball players to fucking slide. He glides like 15 yards every time he slides. Like, I've never seen anything like it.
He was taking lessons from Trey Turner before he went to the Dodgers.
I'm just saying, if somebody hasn't had a highlight reel of his slides, they are immaculate. But, I mean, that's the thing is...
Except for that one.
Which they called fucking assholes. But the Washington's defense, the defensive line was playing better. I mean, I guess everybody's still waiting for that moment that we wake up as far as the defense, and then maybe it'll happen. I mean, now you're talking about halfway through the season. I don't expect it to. But, I mean, if we continue to show promise, I like that William Jackson was out of that game, and Benjamin St. Juste, our rookie corner, actually playing some fucking good football. Like, so there were a couple things that I'm like, all right, cool. Aaron Rodgers, we were kind of wounded and battered coming into this game. I don't know. Washington's not a playoff team. That's all I know.
I mean, that division is not good, so.
But that's the thing, is like, we're one Dak Prescott injury away from being right there. So it's like, I don't know. I mean, if injuries don't happen, we're not in, like, at all. But the fact that the way the season ends with like 5 straight NFC East opponents in a row, anything could happen. I just don't expect it to, because we got Tampa Bay and a bunch of other guys that just ain't going to treat us nice.
All right, Brian, you want to talk about the Bills?
They didn't play, so good week for us.
Hey,
we got
undefeated this week.
Hey, that's all I can ask for. We got Devin Knox is obviously out for the next game with the hand, but he was at practice today without like a cast, so that's good. We're pretty healthy, all things considered. So
okay.
And I don't remember. Last year we lost to the Cardinals right before the bye week. I don't remember if you guys remember that game. There's like a highlight on like every single fucking commercial apparently of the Hail Mary. And then we came back out of the bye week, and we didn't lose for the rest of the season until we met the Chiefs. This year I'm not worried about the Chiefs. We can go undefeated the rest of the season as far as I'm concerned. So stoked to have football back.
You played the Bucs this year.
That's true. I mean, that's yeah. We're not good at running the ball anyway, which is their strength. So
all right. Raiders beat the Eagles. Ngakoue and Max Crosby have the 2 highest pressures in the NFL, which is pretty nuts.
You guys are very.
He didn't do shit for us.
Who, Ngakoue?
Yeah, like we
did the same shit about Darren Waller, didn't he?
But no, he was great, but he just was hurt. I mean, he just was off the shits.
Yeah,
he was getting high in
parking. He was overdosing in the fucking parking lot.
Like, he was a little preoccupied.
Nuts. I'm glad he's good.
It's not that he wasn't good.
No, I'm glad he's better mentally and physically and everything. Well, did you see his interview with Taylor Rooks?
No, I don't. I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay. What are you saying?
Where were you going with that, bud?
Nope. I haven't seen it.
Wow. Okay. I will talk to you off, Mike, because I have some questions. All right. So
you guys are super deep at tight end, which is very important for
everybody's dream, a super deep tight end.
I mean, in terms of like having an extra outlet that are very athletic, yeah, because Derek Carr needs that, right? Especially with the running game as it currently is.
Well, I mean, the biggest issue is the offensive line, but the fact that they could protect Derek Carr against the Eagles front was great. Because as you guys know, like the Eagles front isn't bad, right?
No, I think
He didn't get hit, like he didn't get sacked.
I think the Eagles need something. New quarterback, new coach.
I think it's mainly the coach, in my opinion.
Oh, I heard Gardner Minshew is going to start this week. Cool.
They need a new coach and also a new GM. So
I don't hate what's his name, Sirianni.
yeah.
I don't know. There's game plan issues. They don't run the ball when they should be running the ball. They don't let Jalen Hurts get out nearly enough. Like there's a whole lot of issues. I don't know if it starts
isn't
with
the
them.
offense and defensive coordinators both in their first or second year?
They either need a change or they need to reevaluate what they're doing because it's clearly not working. And Jalen Hurts is super talented and he's not getting protected, and that's not giving him the opportunities to find, I don't know, Devontae Smith. Like they have super weapons on that team.
But they also don't fucking run the ball like when they should. Like fucking
Right?
like
Miles Sanders is all and Gainwell.
back.
Yeah,
They have a
Gainwell's
top 10
so
back. and they're
Miles
not
Sanders
using
got hurt in the first quarter.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Gainwell
for sure.
is
But I'm talking about
awesome.
like he hasn't run the ball much the entire season.
They don't really give him the ball, which is stupid.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point. That's my point. Like they don't use the weapon that they have.
Isn't their offensive line like what they had like 28 or 29 or 18?
Yeah, they're on their
different
29th combination. That
Yeah.
doesn't help.
So,
Yeah. But they're decent. Like, okay, so I think it was one game this year, like Miles Sanders ran for like 8 times for like 56 yards. And I'm like, hey, like try 15 times.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
You want to get Jalen Hurts more opportunities? Run the fucking ball.
yep.
run the ball, play action. Oh my God, he's a decent quarterback.
Oh my God,
Right.
Devontae Smith has
So-
10 yards of separation.
Jalen isn't great, but he's kind of like Jared Goff in those early years where if you help him out with the scheme and you give him a running game, you give him some cushion, he'll look decent. He'll look better than he actually is. He's a solid quarterback. I would say probably in that average tier somewhere. And I think he could do better if they ran the ball and switched up the playbook a little bit more, give him some play action, some help.
Looking at Miles Sanders' stat lines, right? Against the Vegas, 6 for 30,
5
yards a carry. Against Tampa, Tampa.
That's a tough front.
Yeah, tough front. 9 for 56, over 6 yards a carry.
Yeah.
Carolina, he got 4 yards a carry. He had Kansas City, they just stopped running the ball, period. He had, 7 carries? He had 2 carries against Dallas. I think he got hurt in that game. But he averaged 13 yards a carry in that one. And then the first 2 games were 4.2, 4.9. They're just not running it. But he's averaging, and I'm looking at like the long, it's not anything that looks like it's completely skewing the stats.
Yeah.
They're just not doing it.
Yep.
And none of these, like, other than the Kansas City team, Kansas City and Dallas were blowouts, and they didn't run over 10 times. It looks like every one of those games should have been games in which they continue to run the football.
I've seen a couple. I've only seen like a couple of Eagles games, and like he'll run, like he'll get an 8-yard pickup, and then it was like, okay, well, throw twice, or like Jalen run, and then like he might not see the ball until the next drive, and I'm like, fuck. Like one time, I've only seen them ride him for like one drive in the couple of games I've seen, and I'm like, why didn't you They ended up scoring on that drive, and I'm like, why don't you like replicate that? Like keep doing that.
The only thing, because I was thinking about this, I was watching my buddy Doug, who's like a huge Eagles fan, and the only real explanation that I have is they're looking at like the Justin Herbert playbook, or like sometimes the Joe Burrow playbook, where you can they will throw the ball 50 times and run it 12, and they'll score 40 points, right? The problem is that doesn't translate to what the Eagles can do. Like, yes, they have good receivers, but they don't have an elite quarterback. They need to be running the ball 50% of the time or more. And that will give your very good average quarterback the space to throw. If they're throwing 80% of the plays, they're going to lose 100% of those games. They just don't have it. They'll be off the field in 4 plays.
Yep.
That's
That's,
call the
that's the
beginning
only
of the
thing
year.
I can think.
I said you could tell this Philadelphia team has 12 wins. You could say they have 4 wins. I tell you that'd be the case.
All right. Next year, Bieniemy should be the coach there.
I hope so. That'd be nice. He helped them a lot.
Yep. All right. So let's move on into week 8 games.
Okay.
I already wrote down all of my picks, so you guys can't say that I'm waiting for you.
Okay. I know mine too, so I'm ready.
Yeah, I
All
already
right.
picked mine too.
So
I
I'm
picked
gonna say-
mine and reserved the right to change it up until the point that I say it. So
That's true as well. For a couple of them, I'm still wishy-washy. So
yeah, it's like
There's only
okay.
one. There's only one game that I was like, I don't know. All right. So
There were
Packers
3.
and Cardinals. Packers or Cardinals. I'm taking the Cardinals. Everybody's basically out except for Aaron Rodgers.
yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals.
All right. Ryan and K-Dot.
Packers.
Wow. Okay.
It just feels like the world is just saying Green Bay has no shot at winning this game because it's in
No.
Arizona. It just doesn't
No.
feel. It just feels like
No, that's not true.
It's
The
ours out,
Packers
too.
are 6-0 without Devontae Adams.
Yep.
And they've been
as
saying
well
that
as the
a
rest
lot.
of their. How many wide receivers do they have that can dress?
They got Aquanimus St. Brown, who I'm picking up
Yeah,
in fantasy.
Randall
so
Cobb.
give me some points.
Equanimous St.
Equanimous
Brown
Saint-
What? What's the Outcast?
and
The
his
Outcast
brother
Equimini St. Brown.
Aquemini St. Brown.
That's fucked up.
Southern
Brown.
playlist of Cadillac fucking music.
That's so
St.
fucked
Brown.
up. And watch you have 100 yards. All right.
I'm telling you, this
I
feels
hope
like an
so.
Aaron
I
Jones
hope
takes
so.
over type of game. Like I don't know. Arizona it should be the pick by everyone. I just have this. If everyone's picking that Green Bay should just lose this game, that Arizona should watch.
I'm glad you're doing that, K-Dot. I'm
Cardinals
so glad you're doing it. All right.
against
All
Kyler Murray.
I love Kyler. I've raved about Kyler at nauseum. I love Kyler. I don't know. It's the only reason I'm picking Green Bay. Plus, I just saw what he did to my team, and I didn't like it. I don't. Batman scares me.
Next game is the Panthers versus the Falcons. I took the Falcons.
Falcons.
Okay. Ryan and Keem.
This is one of the ones I was like,
I know
only
St.
because
Brown.
Falcons are going to the
That's not what they did last
playoffs.
week.
like Darnold got benched, and I'm like, oh, he might like show some moxie and like respond well, and like this will be like his lone like 3 touchdown game of the season. They're like, yeah, we should ride Darnold, even though the Falcons fucking defense is fucking ass. And so it's like,
You taking?
but I'm going with the Falcons though.
All right, Ryan.
Panthers.
Okay.
Sammy D response game.
I do like Sammy D too.
I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to be a good response, but it's a response. All
I
right.
mean, if they got away from a lot of things that they do well, which is,
Like football.
I mean, Chuba Hubbard has slotted in and he was running like 8-10 yards every carry. They had a bad game. I think the Falcons are still dog shit.
I don't think they're
Playoff
dog shit.
team.
All right. Titans and Colts. I am taking the Titans.
Titans.
All right, Ryan's taking the Titans. K-Dot's taking the Titans. King.
Colts.
You can go back from Carson Wentz. You can, sir.
What's your reasoning?
I think they're gonna run the ball down their throat.
I don't
That's
think they
And
can.
I okay.
Tennessee's defense is not that good. It's okay. It's not that
I
good.
think they're gonna run the ball down their throat, and I think Carson Wentz is gonna have a decent game, and I think they'll win because of that.
Is Carson Wentz rush for over 6.5 yards? Probably.
Yes.
Okay.
Prop that, boys.
Dolphins and Bills. I think we're all taking the Bills, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Go.
Squish the fish.
I should take the fucking Dolphins just for that bullshit. But all right. Bengals and Jets. We're all taking the Bengals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The Jets have
But I think the Jets
the
could win.
vaunted Joe Flacco.
Did-
Watch out.
And he kills the Bengals.
Is he starting?
I
Yes.
think so.
I think so.
And I want to do it. I want to do it. Like
Just
I want
do it.
to do the
Come on,
job.
do it.
No.
Hey, that you're thinking about
Fuck
it.
no.
Come on.
No, I'm not thinking about shit.
You had the I'm thinking face.
I'm trying to figure out a way to sing Benny and the Jets, but Bengals and the Jets. That's all I've been doing. Every week.
Bengals and the Jets.
Bengals.
Steelers and Browns.
Who? I'm
Browns.
sorry.
Steelers and Browns. I took the Steelers.
Browns.
All right.
Nick Chubb's back, right?
B Rounds, yeah. Well, he's questionable,
Browns-
but so is
Browns, even if he's not back, Ernest Johnson. I don't give a
Ernest
fuck.
Johnson, my man.
I don't give a fuck. Browns.
Ryan, you taking the Browns too? Okay. So I'm the only one on the Steelers.
D Ernest, man. D Ernest goes to camp.
I think Julian's going to score this week.
I made a whole meme and sent it. Y'all didn't even laugh.
Eagles
I
versus
laughed at it.
Lions.
I'm sorry.
Eagles versus Lions. I took the Lions.
Lions.
Ryan, you taking the Eagles?
I don't know. Keem staring at me like he's waiting
I
for
said
me
same.
to pick.
I said same.
I'll take the Eagles, please.
Okay.
The Lions have to win.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
It's the
no, they
fucking Lions.
suck.
You know what's
I
gonna
like
happen?
Dan Campbell.
You know what's gonna happen? They're gonna play awesome on Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna have to eat my hat about complaining about how they always play on Thanksgiving, and it's always a shit game.
I'm just saying, if we had money on this, I would not put money on this game at all. I'd keep my money
I
far
mean,
away from this game.
Oh yeah,
Rams and Texans. We're all taking the Rams, correct?
Yep.
Cool. Ryan?
yes.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. 49ers and Bears.
Oh, my bad. I jumped early.
49ers and Bears.
Niners.
I struggled on this one, but I'm
Do we
taking.
know-
I did not. I
Do we
did
know
not.
is Jimmy G starting? Is he confirmed to be starting for
I
the
don't know.
49ers?
No idea.
So
Well, I mean, I'm taking Frisco though.
Okay.
hold
All
on.
right. All right.
Hold on. Yes, Jimmy G is starting. Give me the Bears.
Okay.
I have a follow-up question, but I guess we could do it after the podcast about San Francisco.
I mean, since we're here, you go ahead.
Did I
Is
say
Kyle
you guys?
Shanahan overrated?
Yes.
Yes.
Like vastly?
No, as
No.
a head coach, yes. Not as a he's a great fucking coordinator.
Yeah.
I love him as a coordinator. As a head coach, yes.
But San Francisco's had to deal with a lot of injuries over the last few years that he's been coached,
Sure.
right? But I mean,
Sure,
and
but he's supposed
just-
to have that system.
I
Offensively, anyway.
I think it's one of those things where people lean too early, claiming that he was like this wonderkin. I think people just
Overrated,
went.
right?
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that does make you overrated, but I think it's not his fault.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I
mean,
matter.
being overrated isn't anybody's fault, technically.
Yeah, it's just.
John
If
Gruden,
you are,
Jeff
you are.
Fisher, I beg to differ.
But I'm saying,
No,
if you
no,
are, you
no.
are.
I mean, like, yeah. It's like nobody, like, they didn't come out and say I'm the best shit ever. Like, other people anointed them, and then they showed that they weren't, and that's how you're overrated.
Yeah.
I'm
know
just
what I'm
really
saying?
pissed
It's like-
off about all the head coaches in the NFL that walked through Ashburn. We kicked them out, and then they went on to be looked upon as wonderkins. It's a fucking shame.
hey, it's better when they fail.
Well, I mean, yeah. Never mind. All right. Patriots and Chargers. I took the Chargers. Ryan, I know you're taking the Chargers. K-Dot, are you taking the Chargers?
I really want to take the Pats, but I'm gonna pick the Chargers.
Okay, cool.
Chargers.
Next
I think
game.
I was really impressed. Mac Jones has been looking pretty good.
They beat the shit out of them last week.
Is the Jets.
I knew that shit was coming.
Okay, Jaguars and Seahawks. We're all taking the Seahawks, correct?
Whoa. Yes.
Go ahead, King. Say Seahawks so we can move on. We don't have to spend too
No,
much
I
time.
want to go last on this one.
Give me the campaign starts now. Future MVP candidate Geno Smith.
Who are you taking?
I'm taking Seahawks.
All right. I was like, we don't have to spend too much time on this game.
I think the Jaguars can win that game, bro. Like that's not a they come on, man. Like they're not letting Geno throw the ball. They're scared to let Geno throw the ball. Trevor's gonna throw the ball. All it takes is a couple of long bombs and you lose 14-10.
DK Metcalf's going to throw somebody in the stands. It's going to be great. All right.
As long as he stays the fuck away from Shannon Sharp, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, he should.
Dude, DK was bullying.
I never thought that I would have to defend a Bronco, but goddamn, bro. All right.
Didn't Shannon ended his career in Baltimore? Just call him a Raven.
Yeah.
Be all right.
No, I mean, yeah.
He's with that Ravens team
I
with
know.
Goose. I love Goose.
All right. Bucks and Saints. We're all taking the Bucks, correct?
For show.
Okay, cool. This is the one I had trouble with. The actual one I had trouble with.
Washington.
Why?
Thank
Why?
you.
Washington versus Denver.
Why? Why did you have trouble with this?
I am
Jerry
taking,
Judy's back.
I am taking the Washington football team.
I am too.
Me too.
Okay.
So you're all on the whip.
You got the wolf hat? You got the wolf hat? To be the lone wolf?
All on the whip.
You trying
you
to pick
doing?
up? You trying to pick up a point, Keen?
What you doing? All right.
I
It's
was
just-
hoping y'all would pick Denver.
There's,
No,
there's
I
a
mean,
Heineke can play well enough. If the defense is okay, they should win. Like I don't like. There were 2 touchdowns called off that should have been touchdowns last week. That game could have been a lot closer, and they held Aaron Rodgers to 24 points.
I mean, to be honest, I wasn't even really looking too much into the whiff, but it was more so about the like Denver's offensive line.
Fuck.
And I feel like
Just don't
You
hurt
have to
Teddy
figure out-
Bridgewater.
Are you
I
gonna
like
pick the? Did you pick the whiff or no? We didn't do week 1 picks. If you had done a pick, would you have picked the Chargers or the whiff week 1?
what do you mean? I think
What are you
I
talking
thought we
about?
did.
We
I don't
did.
think did we?
Yeah, I picked
Yeah.
the Chargers.
Yeah, we picked every week.
Oh, my bad. What am I thinking about? Oh, yeah, I know.
I don't know.
Are
My
you
bad.
high?
Did you pick the Chargers or the whiff? Did you pick the
I
Chargers?
don't remember.
I feel like
I
you
don't
pick
either.
against every AFC last season.
That was
No, I
like
don't.
4 months ago.
No, I don't. I picked Denver last week.
No. I mean, when the whiff are playing, like you picked us to beat Kansas City, and now you pick us to beat
He's
Denver.
rolled with y'all a
Shit.
lot. and
I know, that's
rolled
what I'm
against
saying. I was
Kansas
just like-
City a lot.
I'm not complaining. I'm just
But you see, wait. Now, since we're here, the Chiefs versus the Titans. You remember you gave me a little
let's
bit of
get
shit,
more.
and
All
I
right,
was
let's finish the chip picks and go more into Chiefs.
I was like, all right.
I want to talk about the Chiefs,
All right. Cowboys and Vikings. I am taking the Cowboys.
Cowboys.
All right. King?
Dalvin Cook, baby. Let's go.
Okay. All right.
Justin Jefferson, Dalvin Cook,
Cowboys.
baby.
Vikings, Cowboys.
That's easy. That's an
Trayvon
automatic
Diggs.
W. That's not even gonna be.
Trayvon Diggs.
I will double down. $50 to either one of you. $50.
Trayvon Diggs. This is not my
50
team. I
bucks.
don't care.
$50. Ryan,
I'm switching. I'm going Minnesota. I like his vigor.
50 on Ryan.
He's changed my
50 on
mind.
Ryan.
I'm going Vikings. I'm switching my pick.
Trayvon Diggs is going to score and have more
Diggs
touchdowns.
Okay.
is the
He's
Diggs,
going up against Justin Jefferson. I doubt it.
Hold on, can we? Diggs has been the most aggressive corner in football, and I think there are some times where he's actually baiting a quarterback to go to him. He gets beat a lot.
He is.
He gets beat a lot.
And Justin Jefferson came out today and said he's a ball hawk, and I am too.
Right.
And
I just
that's
think
it.
somebody's
And that's
gonna
all I-
figure-
That's
Aren't
all I
you
needed.
supposed to be your fucking receiver? Shut up, man. All right.
That's all I needed.
Giants and Chiefs.
So it's official. I'm Vikings
That's
on
a
that, right?
bullshit ass
I'm
quote,
Vikings.
bro.
Vikings on that. I'm
Yeah,
Vikings.
that's what
Okay.
shit. That's a bullshit ass quote. It's like,
Okay.
if you're a
Well,
receiver,
see
you better
see
be
me
a
in
ball
7
hawk.
days.
You better get the
See,
damn
I'm
ball.
gonna text you a lot. I'm gonna text you a lot on Sunday.
I ain't gonna
I'm
answer.
gonna text you a lot. I'm gonna text
I'm
you a
not
lot.
gonna answer.
I'm gonna text you a lot on
I'm
Sunday.
not gonna answer.
You're gonna hear from me Sunday night.
I will answer.
Giants and Chiefs. I am taking the Chiefs.
You sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Chiefs. Chiefs, of course.
We're all taking the Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Cool. Ryan?
I feel like if New York could win this game and it's curtains for the Kansas City thing. I can see all the
Do it,
headlines
Ryan.
in ESPN.
Do it,
Come on, Ryan, do it.
Do it, Ryan. Because
You know you want to.
I'm thinking about
Danny
changing my Jets
Dimes,
pick.
motherfucker.
Nah, I'll
The,
take
the Giants just beat the Panthers, right?
I know.
Chiefs.
Okay.
It hurts inside.
King, you want to stay there with the Chiefs?
Oh no, I only pick I changed is that Jets pick. That's the only pick that I'm still wavering on.
You want to do it?
Jets are at home.
With Joe
It's Halloween.
Flacco. Oh, it's gonna get scary.
It's scary hours for elite quarterback Joe Flacco.
Yeah, you're not
And
selling
my
me like
Bengals
you
are
know the other
Halloween
one.
colors. Oh.
Like Joe Flacco goes after and everybody's like, yep, that's why.
Yeah. You remember when he was elite for like 8 quarters? Good times.
Remember when the Jets beat the Titans?
Yep.
And Remember that? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it's
I
almost
mean,
like
do you want to switch the pick?
No,
All right.
no, I don't.
Okay.
I'm not
I'll
letting
give
you
like
make
5
this
seconds.
mistake.
No, I want you to make the mistake. Go ahead.
I was gonna do Giants last week. It wouldn't have been a mistake, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
Oh, did you talk to your barber?
Oh, I know. I'm getting a haircut. As you can see, it's looking bad. I'm getting a haircut Friday, and it's gonna be free. So I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
Hey man, you don't be vindictive.
Nah, I'm not gonna be like an ass. Like, I mean, you know,
He better
wait
fuck
till
your head.
after
All right,
the
what happens
cut
when you just fucks your head up?
That's what I'm saying.
I can fight.
The hair ain't gonna
Right,
grow
right.
back, but neither are your teeth.
Good response.
Yeah, like I can fix this after you fuck it up. But hey, guess what?
All
The
right.
scars are for life.
I want your barber to carve CMC somewhere you got that head.
Right. Right where you can't see it.
Right.
All right.
A little bit. CMC.
All right. So since we're about halfway through the NFL season now, close like next week, we'll be halfway through. We wanted to look at our surprises and disappointments. So I can start off with my disappointment. I feel like we all might be the same and say it's the Chiefs. Correct?
That is correct.
Yes.
That is correct.
What do you guys think is the Chiefs' issues so far this year?
I mean, it's been turnovers. Like, it's been turnovers because, like, I don't know if you guys saw the stat where, like, they did, like, Pat Mahomes' last 16 games, and he has, like, more turnovers than Aaron Rodgers has in his last 54. And that's fucking sick.
Since week 2, 2, 4, 1, 4, 3, 3 are the turnovers for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Like, that's fucking sick. Like, it's been turnovers. Like, it's really turnovers because they can still move the ball somewhat. But I think teams, I'm not going to say figuring him out. I'm not going to say that. I think teams have adjusted and are playing them well. And I think, like I told James, they needed Josh Gordon for a reason. You double Tyreek Hill and you just single cover Travis Kelce in the middle of the field and you can beat them. They're more beatable because now you're just going to flush Pat Mahomes out the pocket and now he's just going to do some wild shit and it's not working like it used to work. And do you know the team that showed them the blueprint to do that? It's the Ravens, and that's all I got.
What week did y'all beat the Chiefs?
Week 2.
Of what year?
This year.
This year.
I feel like we did the same thing last year, but all right, cool.
But you know, nobody watches y'all, so like
I know that's true. Except y'all, when you saw how to do it and you did it.
Was this
Actually,
James?
I will retract the statement because I feel like the Ravens are the best in terms of game planning, like for schemes. So
yeah, we
so
switch sides up a lot.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
like
the
again,
same shit that I've been saying. Like teams are doing the same shit that I've been saying that like the Chiefs are beatable because of this reason. Put a spot in the homes and
also I don't think that there's the turnovers and also their defense. Like last year, they had a shit defense or a very marginal defense, and they could just outscore everybody. This year, they can't do that. So the fact, I mean, they give up 30 points, they're not scoring. So it doesn't, their scheme from last year was we'll score 50, right? And then it obviously didn't work in the Super Bowl last year. We saw that shit. And that kind of hangover is just it's now here in this season. It's turnovers and a defense that doesn't stop anybody.
I thought their running game was going to take a step. I thought going into the season, I thought they were going to try to lean on the Clyde Edwards-Helaire a little bit more, and let him kind of be like 1,200 yards rushing, maybe 500 receiving kind of guy. And I thought they would lean on that a little bit more. But I think the fact that their running game isn't really a threat to anyone. And like Ryan is saying, it's like it used to be just, all right, we're gonna throw it, we'll throw it over your head and we'll win the game. But the turnovers are killing them and they can't run the ball. That like their best runner is kind of Patrick Mahomes right now.
Yeah,
and I know Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been hurt a little bit, but still.
All right,
also,
so let me jump in right quick.
He's been eating a lot of buttery corn before every game because he's just dropping the ball everywhere.
So last year, the Chiefs had a top 10 defense. This year, they're at 29, like currently. So the defense is really the issue, in my opinion, because when you look at it, every time the defense gets on the field, they give up a touchdown or points in some fashion. Then the Chiefs come out on offense and they're pressing. And Mahomes makes these, like he's always done these type of throws, but now the pressure's there and turnover. And then the defense gets in a bigger hole. So I think that's really the big issue. The
Well,
defense
also,
has regressed so much.
If you think about it, last year they would go on like those 8-10 minute drives like 3 times a game. And this year that the ball is back on the opposing offenses in their hands, like their 3 and outs this year or fumbles or picks is just something that didn't happen last year. So
maybe it's just they're not forcing turnovers like they did last year, but I just pulled this up, and opponents' points per game last year, they were at, which is much better. They were at 22.6, and this year it's 29, right? And then also third down percentage. Last year, 49%. They're giving up a conversion. This year, 57%.
Yeah, they're not getting off the field, and the offense isn't helping them. They're keeping them on the field one way or the other. So
yeah,
it's they got it. Maybe they get it turned around. I don't. Also, can we talk about this real quick? Remember last year when Patty Mahomes looked like he was dying on the field and they cleared him of the concussion? Did anybody find it? I don't know what his head's made out of, but they cleared him on the sidelines during that last game. And I was like,
I was shocked.
I
was shocked.
He doesn't look good.
His head went back like this from a knee. And then he was looking at the grass like this.
Yeah, it looked bad.
And I was like, what the fuck? You mean he all right? Like, okay, they be clearing Pat off some bullshit. Like,
yeah,
they gonna make
I was like, that's your $500 million man. I would have just, if I was a doctor, I'd have been on the sidelines and I've been like, nah, no thanks. He's good.
Yeah, if the Chiefs get their defense together, they'll turn it around. But at this point, I don't see it happen.
I think
they're not a good team.
Defensively, everybody knows the woes of Kansas City right now is that. But I think the thing with Kansas City has been, as we've talked about, is that we've always known last year before, Kansas City's down 14, you just wait until they turn it on offense, right? That to me is the biggest difference, is what's happening on offense. Travis Kelce's not getting open. Like and I don't blame Travis for it. It's just they don't have the weapons on offense, and the running game is non-existent. And it's something that Andy Reid's needed to really develop Kansas City since he got there. And I don't think it's happened yet quite at the level at which I think you want. Like, if you imagine if they even had a decent run game with Patrick Mahomes back there, like what it would open up or what it would allow them to do instead of trying to scheme ways in which to get Tyreek Hill the ball coming around on ends and all this kind of shit. Just a traditional run game. Then they have the offensive line is not playing as well as I remember them playing as far as keeping Patty upright. But then there's Mahomes doing the things that he would normally do, which is the magic man, right? So, like, regardless of how a play ends up, usually the luck would be on his side that he'll be able to make the play. I remember it against Washington, he had a couple of them. They were just on like, God damn it, yeah, that's why he's that guy, right? But unlike a lot of other times, sometimes it's just luck. Nothing's bouncing their way. Like, fumbles are not going their way. Things are not going their way. When it rains, it pours a lot of time. I am not throwing dirt on Kansas City's grave just yet. The record's what, 3-4? They're still in the mix, right? So, like, I still am hopeful that they will turn it on. I still am looking for them to add another piece dynamically to that offense. I think that they have a lot of talent. It's just a matter of what are we doing? And I don't know if Andy Reid, who I give a lot of props to as far as coaching, scheming things up, I just don't know if I can remember Andy doing a great job mid-season as much as in the prep in the offseason towards the actual season.
All right, so I have a question.
Yeah.
The Chiefs play the Giants, then the week after they play the Packers. Then they play us, then they play the Cowboys, the Broncos will win, then they play us again, then they play the Chargers, then they play the Steelers, then the Bengals, and then the Broncos.
I think Kansas
That's
City
not
can be
easy.
in any one of those games.
That sounds real winnable to me. To be
Right.
honest with
Like
you. That sounds real like
at
it sounds
worst
like
they split
okay.
with you guys.
Yeah.
At the San Diego Chargers, I can see them winning that, especially if they catch fire. Denver win. Green Bay, I mean, look, Green Bay stomped the living shit out of us. Green Bay's got issues on certain sides on their team. Like, I'm just saying, Kansas City, if they decide to turn it on or things change, I'll put them right there with
I see them
anybody.
winning another 4 or 5 games the rest of the season.
Huh?
I mean, that's
I see them
possible.
only winning 4 or 5 games the rest of the season.
You want to bet?
I mean, no, because it ain't shit to do with my team.
Okay.
That's what
They could either win like 8 games or they could win 3. I mean, they have the talent, but they've had the talent all this year and it hasn't been working. Things haven't been falling their way.
What do you see from the Chiefs that thinks that makes you think they're going to turn it around?
I've seen Patrick Mahomes play.
Yeah, I saw him play last week too.
To K-Dot's point earlier, about like those second half comebacks and look not going their way. I think that's very valid points. I think also like, you know, K-Dot, I think you said like the offense was like the biggest difference, but you also have to factor in, I don't disagree with you, but you also have to factor in that, like James was saying though, their defense is what would hold them. Like they would be down at halftime, like 17-0 or whatever. And then like the defense isn't going to let you score anymore for whatever reason. They're not going to let you score anymore. They're going to hold you for 3-4 possessions and Pat Mahomes is going to go up, you know, or maybe you go 24-20 or something like that. Like I remember when they played the fucking Texans, that was a fucking like it was looking like okay, Texans up 24-0. This shit is over. Like, and they lost. And they fucking lost.
Was it the Texans or the Titans?
That was the Texans in the playoffs, but I think it was 2 years ago, or was it a year?
Yeah, and then that's the same shit that happened. They were down, they came back, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't-
But like
That's
they came
when your
back in
defense is
all
ranked 29th.
Yeah.
I'm not like I'm not disagreeing, and especially there have been some times where I know that I've been watching games. You guys have seen it too, where you could see Tyrann Matthew extremely upset with certain things that are happening as far as in the defense. It just seems like they're not on the same page. It's just not. And the thing is, like they've had the offensive line like earlier.
Like all the pictures, like it's like, man, what the fuck?
But earlier
because
on,
I thought replacing Sorensen was going to fix some of their issues, but because Sorensen was getting fucking cooked. Like in prime time, Sorensen was getting fucking melted like butter. Like it was so bad. But and I thought that would fix some of their issues, but it hasn't yet.
And then they moved Chris Jones to DN. Like he has elite speed for a D tackle, but they moved him to DN. So I'm like,
can't use it.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't have faith in the Chiefs to do too much better this year or do much better. So
oh, that's horse shit.
What?
I'm pulling up I was trying to pull up my PFF to see where it is they ranked offensive line wise, because I remember they had a rookie starting at center.
No, they switched out the tackles, you remember? Like
I know, but they had there was a rookie that they had playing, and I remember was doing a pretty good job early on in the season. But yeah, I was just trying to figure it out. But yeah, apparently what PFF has it in between, like you pay $9.99 a month compared to paying $39 a fucking month to get the elite.
Oh no,
rankings.
it's a year. It's a year. You can do the $39 a year or
elite
$9.99 a month. Yeah, for elite. That's what I had, because I had it and until I ended it because they were talking about Lamar, I think. I didn't like what they were saying.
Josh
No. PFF Edge is $9.99 a month or $39 annually for Edge. Elite, which is where like all the stats I want, are $34.99 a month or $200 annually. Do I care that much?
Okay, so the Edge is the $39.99 a month. Okay, I had Edge.
God damn it! I kind of wants to cancel this shit. What the fuck? Y'all tease me with half the shit and it's up.
I like Edge. Edge was pretty good.
Edge is fine, but it's like I was wanting some more details.
Let's move on from the disappointment.
Okay.
Let's go on to our surprises.
Well,
hold on. Let me get my shit out the way, and I'm gonna let y'all cook. All right. So I have 2. I know you guys are all gonna say either one or the other, but the Cardinals and the Bengals. I apologize to your fan base. The Cardinals, I didn't even have you guys in the playoffs. I was completely wrong. You guys are 7-0, best team in the league at the moment. Like good shit. The Bengals, I had no clue. King was trying to tell us, and I didn't believe him. But from what I see, he's right.
Hold on,
right,
Ryan, don't do that because you just fucking started picking them, bro. Like, don't do
Yeah.
that. You just started before the
I
season.
said at the beginning of the season,
I
I said Joe Burrow is one of the most accurate quarterbacks I've ever seen in my life, and I wasn't wrong. We all said we don't know
but
what their
you
defense
didn't
is about.
think they would be
Yes,
that
I did.
good.
That doesn't
I
equate
had
to
him
what
in the-
he was saying.
I had him in the playoffs.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Swear to God, I did.
Now I got to go back and watch. I got to
All
go
right,
back
so-
and watch.
I got my shit off my chest. Now you guys can go and say who your surprise is.
All right.
My
Everybody-
biggest surprise was just the fucking Cardinals. I think we talked about them like that. They were a year away, and like I thought they would be good, but not good enough. We talked about how great the NFC West was, and like the Cardinals were going to be a lowly 7-win or 8-win team, and they got to 7 fucking already. So like, they are the biggest surprise to me. It's easily them. Kyler Murray is probably the favorite for MVP right now, and then you got like Herbert and Allen right behind them. Then you got Dak and Lamar in some order. And I just think like they're really good. The Bengals aren't as much of a surprise for me because I think they are who I thought they were. And I think that's a team that could win some games that they're supposed to win and lose some games that they maybe shouldn't. And like I said, they'd be 8 or 9 win team. And I said they would be better. I think my prediction was like, I think I remember like when we asked for like biggest disappointment projecting the season, it was whoever was going to finish 4th in the AFC North, and I said it was either going to be the Ravens or the Steelers, and it's going to be Steelers, and so it's going to be Steelers, and so like just because I thought the Bengals were good, they have the talent. They have it might be the Browns. I'm fine with it
because
I'm fine with that.
Browns is good too.
Okay, well, hey, they got what 4-3, right? All right, we'll see.
Man,
We'll see.
They need to trade Odell, please. Get him out.
They do, but it's not like his fault. He's not done anything.
It's
wrong.
not his fault at all. Like wherever he goes, he's gonna cook, but just not with damn.
Except for
Browns. They don't
Cleveland.
throw the
Except
ball.
for Cleveland.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
Who's
because
next?
Cleveland's a shithole. So tell me why who your biggest surprise is, and tell me why it's the Bills. I think just in terms of the amount of injuries they had, the way that even with a former MVP quarterback, we didn't know where the Ravens were going to be at the end of the season. They have performed unbelievably well. Like we know that they have a good quarterback, but at the beginning of the season, all those injuries, the 2 ACLs back to back, like 5 minutes apart, losing their starting running back in the preseason against Washington. We were all like, man, they could be dead in the water, even knowing that they had Lamar Jackson. That defense has been fucking stout. That defensive coaching has been unbelievable in preparation for every single fucking team. Lamar Jackson is playing out of his fucking shoes right now. I don't, if he should be leading the MVP like talk right now. Look, MVP is most valuable player. You can be a very good quarterback on a very good team, but if you're accounting for like 99% of your team's offense, that makes you the most valuable player, right?
Yeah.
That
makes
team
me so happy.
That team
I thought he said the Bills were the.
Well,
I
he
did.
did.
It was a joke.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear shit about the Ravens. It's like, 2 ACLs back to back. I was like, who the?
I thought he called Josh Allen an MVP, and I thought I had a stroke for a second.
No,
what the hell was going on?
They had a former MVP. I'm like, Josh Allen.
Let him finish. This makes me happy. Let him finish.
Sorry.
If
prolonging the love for you.
Defenses win championships and the way they're scheming right now, it would be very tough to. I mean, a Kyler Murray led team may be able to hang with them, but they're playing some really dangerous football. So, they could have had 2 wins this season, but they're not. You know what?
0-7.
They're overcoming adversity. That's what they do. It's a fun team to watch. Also, Joe Flacco's back in football, so how about that?
All right, K-Dot.
The vaunted legend.
I feel like I want to say Cincinnati here, but I'm not going to. With Cincinnati, I wasn't low on them. I just didn't. I thought they were 1 year away. I thought that when Joe Burrow finally did turn it on, after coming back off the injury that like they all systems would click about mid-season, and then they'd go on a run where everybody was excited about them next year. But off the gate, they're just doing great. So it's just their timeline is pushed up. It's not what they're doing on offense. I just trust Joe Burrow. He's just cool, calm, and collected. He makes everyone around him better. He's just one of those type of guys.
Would you say he's a cool cat?
I would actually say he's a cool cat. The
Bengals, get it?
Yeah, you fucking asshole. The surprise for me is the Arizona Cardinals. Now, before the season, I wasn't low on the Cardinals as much as I said that the best division.
All this hedging. I'm before the season. I didn't think they would be this bad.
We were all low on Kingsbury.
Like, you were shitting on Cliff. You were fucking. You thought that would be people get fucking fired. They'd be so bad.
You did say that.
I didn't.
You did.
I did not say that. I said that Cliff Kingsbury, in my opinion, was overrated. I did say that we had one more year. We had one more year to figure out whether or not he could figure out Kyler Murray. But overall, I still thought that Cliff Kingsbury going into this year was overrated. But Kyler Murray, like every other short QB, which I have a history of doing, I always think are fucking amazing quarterbacks because we don't fucking deal with anything that's not short. Doug Flutie is still my favorite quarterback all the time. Even though his political leanings right now just disappointed me. Arizona, I thought was going to be the team that came last place in absolutely the best division in football. I think that since Seattle having Russell Wilson go down, that's pretty much it for them. Unless he comes back and they just go on a run, so it's up to Gino to see how many wins he can get these next few weeks.
Trust in Gino.
LA is still, to me, even if I'm looking at what the Arizona Cardinals are doing, if I'm picking who it is that I still think out of that division is most likely to win a Super Bowl, I'm still going LA. Beyond that, you have San Francisco, who through injuries or whatever, they're just not getting it done. And that, I think that to me has been a disappointment as far as San Francisco. So that was the thing, was that I thought Arizona was just one of those teams, kind of like, I'm not going to say quite like Cincinnati, but I just thought that when the dust settles, they were going to be the outside looking in. Like, I thought that would be the case. But Kyler Murray is actually, like, he's balling. And I think that in the offseason, Cliff, with a full training camp, has actually gotten with Kyler and they're doing shit. So, yeah, kudos to the Arizona Cardinals and kudos to what it is that they're doing.
And super underrated is their defense. And they're getting Chandler Jones is coming back, like, for the Green Bay game. Like,
JJ's out
like
this week.
Simmons.
JJ's out this week, but I think when JJ went to Arizona, it was kind of like, thought he might choose Green Bay, thought he might choose this, but ended up being a great fucking choice, buddy. Like, it ended up like he ends up being one of the leaders on that defense and gets to set the tone for how it is in his work ethic with a lot of young impressionable guys. And even if you're looking at some of the older heads that are there, I mean, those are all work hard people. Like, I just think Arizona's just kicking on all cylinders. And as long as Kyler Murray they allow him to be the athlete that he is and don't try to force him into any one particular system and build around him, sky's the limit for Kyler, man. Sky's the fucking limit.
And if you look at their receiving core, adding Zach Ertz, like Rondale Moore, D Hop, now Zach Ertz, Captain Kirk, like it's a good team. It's a really good team. It's fun to watch. Also, I have to say this because I was watching video on this while I was sitting in court today. And I was like, oh, that's why they suck. Has anybody watched any video on Jimmy G and basically any game that he's played this year? No. There's just wide open receivers everywhere. Everywhere.
It's not that great.
He's I don't know if he's got Jameis syndrome. I have no idea if he can see more than 10 feet in front of him. But there are receivers doing this in front of his face with nobody covering them. And he's just like, Jimmy G is not the guy. He ain't the guy.
Maybe he's got the porn stars on his mind.
Possibly. But I'm looking through my season award predictions. This is Keem saying I'm hedging my fucking bets over here, you fucking asshole. It only looks like I have two teams, one in each conference, that I don't agree, that I think I've just gotten absolutely wrong. Beyond that,
What are those two teams?
Bro, if you said that they were going to finish last, then you were fucking wrong. That's
I'm admitting that I was wrong.
them.
Jesus Christ. Did you hear what the fuck I said? You cocksucker son of a bitch. Did you hear what the fuck I said? Pull the dicks out of your goddamn ears and listen to what the fuck it is I'm saying. Do you need fucking headphones? Do you need AirPods? You son of a bitch.
You want to be slapped too. Okay.
What the fuck is that picture behind you anyway? What the fuck is that?
Wait, I thought
You know what the fuck that is.
I
know
honestly
who the
can't
fuck
see it.
that is.
I want to.
That's the Mamba.
Oh, that's the poster. You finally hung up. Okay.
I thought I was special. You're gonna slap him too? I'm disappointed.
I'd like to see you try, you son of a bitch.
Okay. Okay. All right. What episode is this? Episode 81?
Episode
90.
Episode 90? Episode 90. I'm going to let you know. Keem lays his fucking hands on me. People are dying.
Okay.
I want to see how the fight with his barber goes before I start saying anything aggressive.
Yeah, that's right. He ain't gonna make it to that because his barber gonna cut something in his fucking head. He's gonna try to get all out of whack.
That man's got a razor blade in his hand. You be careful, Key.
All right. Yeah, I gotta wait till after he's,
Yeah, you wait till he puts it in that blue shit, and then you go, "Oh yeah, by the way."
But yeah, I mean, if you want to call,
he's gonna be like Michael J. Fox cutting my head, like.
No.
Look, if you want to, look, all right. So I could say that I have the list of playoff teams that I have, and it looks as though two that I had on it are absolutely not going to make it. But if you want to go to the extent in which I'm wrong, fucking Keem, one of the guys that I had in last place was supposed to be is now in first place. So I was really wrong. I was really super duper wrong about one of them. I was super duper wrong. I was super duper. It was, oh man, I had it so wrong. It was so wrong. It was the exact opposite of what it is was gonna happen. Like there was a right and there's a wrong. Guess what I did? The wrong thing. Oopsies. Oh my god. I did the wrong thing.
Into it.
Hey,
wrong one.
Keem, where'd you have the Seahawks finishing?
I had them finishing first in the fucking NFC, and that was way wrong. And I have no problem saying that because two of the people on this podcast owe me money. And I told James the only thing that matters to me is that the Ravens' success and making money. James said that the two things that matter to him are the Raiders and his football picks. I don't give a shit about the football picks. I could go 0 for 82, and I wouldn't give a shit if I'm gonna make $250 off this shit. I don't give a fuck. You're not getting paid off these picks. Like I'm taking y'all money to the casino. It don't matter. Your money is poker money. It's my money now. I don't care.
It's probably gonna end up being someone else's, but that's fine.
I mean, I'd like to say that even though my picks are wrong, I just had an endorsement meeting about fucking podcasting, so I think I'm doing all right.
Get after it.
Hey, guess what? I think I had the worst pick out of all you guys. Guess what? I had the Bengals going 3-14.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were hardcore against the
The Bengals and I had the Cardinals going 9-8.
You know,
that's still could happen.
I think that's kind of where we all kind of had the Cardinals like 7 or 8 wins though.
Yeah,
I'm actually going to look. I'm going to go back. I'm going to rewatch exactly what it is I said about Cliff Kingsbury. I promise. I will do that and come back here and let you know.
I remember that.
Okay, I thought you went. That. I did think that you went harder in the paint about that aspect of it than I did. But if I'm wrong, I'm going to go re-listen to it and I'll let you know.
Right. Yeah. So I was wrong with shit about the Bengals, the fucking Cardinals. I had the Jets being bad. Cool. Texans at 2-15. Cool. The Lions at 3-14. The Panthers I had bad. The Falcons were bad. Saints are bad.
So you're not that far off.
Yeah.
All I know is if the Falcons rise.
No.
Wait, I had the Dolphins at
rise, Falcons, rise.
I thought the Dolphins were going to go 11-6.
What's the Dirty Bird dance?
Yeah, Dirty Bird.
So is everybody saying the Seahawks aren't going to make the playoffs? Is everybody like 100%?
I had the Seahawks making the playoffs.
I'm not counting.
I know, but I'm saying, are we switching? Are we like?
I had the Seahawks as a wild card team. I'm leaving my picks. I'm not adjusting anything.
I'm switching one.
You can't.
Well, two.
Oh, yeah. I had Washington winning the NFC East. That was really wrong.
Yeah, I had that too.
I think I had my NFC East pick right. I think mine was right. Way right.
Well, you didn't disclose the information you had.
No, I
told
you guys the
about
defense. Listen to it. Really. I said their defense is going to be better than like people thought. I said they were going to rank like 22nd or something like that. I said because I like their young corners, and I meant Diggs, including that, and I like Michael Parsons. That's literally because I went back and watched it like 3 weeks ago. That's what I said.
Yeah, man. I'll go back and watch it because I don't believe nobody.
Yeah, Washington can still win this division. No,
I was trying to make it. Only reason I asked you guys about the Seahawks because I was looking at their schedule and I was trying to make a path for them to still make the playoffs. And here, I just it's not looking good. I'm just give you some the games.
Smith.
Damn,
so they got Jacksonville.
This is fucking terrible, bro.
They got Jacksonville on Halloween, right? Okay, but that's a win, right? And now, okay, but they're saying Russ is going to come back for the Green Bay game, which is they have a bye week and then they got Green Bay. They can beat Green Bay on the road, maybe. But then they got the Cardinals at home. Then they got Washington on the road. That's a dub. Everybody knows that. And then they got the 49ers at home. That's a W, maybe. Then they got the Texans. That's a win. They got the Rams on the road. They got the Bears at home. That's a win for me. They got the Lions at home. That's a win for me. They got the Cardinals on the road. You know what I'm saying? There's still a path there. They just need to finish really strong.
Well, here's the thing. They need to win all those games that they should win. If they lose one of them, they're toast.
They need to sweep the Cardinals. That's the key to the Seattle Seahawks season right now is they have to sweep the Cardinals.
Yes. Which could happen.
I mean, the coach of the year is John Gruden. Damn.
How the fuck are you doing so good in picks when you did that?
Well, look, nobody knew at the time. Nobody knew.
No,
except the NFL.
Somebody knew.
Except the NFL.
I'm starting to run up against it. So
all right, but let's do the last part. All right, so the NFL meetings just adjourned, I think today, and if you're watching this now, you've probably already seen the Mark Davis interview when he was sitting on the couch looking like a middle schooler about to go get on the bus with his book bag on. And essentially,
he
said a couple of things. He said the first that his problem was the timing of when the NFL gave him the information about like the emails and shit. And Keem and K-Dot, you said that you guys believe that the Raiders knew before the Washington Post thing came out. Now, I'll say this. Now that Mark Davis said that, now I think that opens the door for someone to figure out, like, all right, when actually did he find out? So
that's what I want to see.
Right. And if he found out like when all of us found out, then the fuck, especially if the NFL had the shit in June. That would be and he admitted that John Gruden had to go. Like he can't be there with some shit like that. He said they got the first whiff from the New York Times?
Right.
And then he said, and then he was like, they didn't give him much information, just like, yeah, this is what happened. And he didn't have any proof really. The NFL gave him all the other shit on Friday. And then he went to like interview the people that were discussed in the emails and all the other shit. And then he coached on Sunday and then he was out on Monday. Other than that, he also said that he wanted the NFL to release like a report based on the findings from 650,000 emails, which directly contradicts what Jerry Jones said, like what, a few minutes later before, saying that he speaks for all owners and saying that they appreciate like and agree with how the NFL handled the Dan Snyder and Bruce Allen situation.
Oh yeah, but that's a good old boy. That's the best good old boy. That's the number one good old boy in the fucking NFL. He gonna say what he got to say to make sure it's good. You know what I'm saying? And so I just So aside from that point, I think the thing that stood out for me was like the Roger Goodell saying like, hey, we're not gonna release the findings from this report because people came forward and requested anonymity. And then like the lawyer for the 40 like people represented came out and said that's not true. And so that was for me like the most interesting thing that came out from all that. I'm like, because
he responded to that.
Did he?
He said because he said he talked to like 150 people. So
Yeah, the lawyer doesn't
it's more
represent
than
all
four.
of them.
Right.
But
Yeah.
here's the thing.
Mhm.
Here's the thing. So if you have documents that have names and addresses in them, there's this thing, and you used to have to take like this
Black marker.
this little thing and then like white it out. Or you'd have to take these black markers that smelled awful and go like this.
Mhm.
Now they have all this technology. You just black it out right there on the screen, and then you just send it on along. Also, I have a little trouble with Mark Davis
Okay.
because I don't know if he's a genius or if he's dumb.
Thin line.
He may have insulated himself from all of this in that someone was like, hey, something's coming out. And he's like, well, I don't deal with that. That guy does. And then fucked right off. That's very smart. Secondly, he was kind of vague as to, for timing, does he mean the timing of the NFL agreeing to the release or it actually being released? Or is that really the first time he heard of it? I find
Wait,
it
what do you mean?
So when he's talking about timing, right? Is he talking about, oh, because it's mid-season, we should have waited until the end of the season for this? Because he's not clear as to whether he meant timing as in when he got the full information or when the information started coming out and how the NFL wanted to deal with it.
So he said that they knew about it in June. Like he said, like since they knew about it in
Mark
June.
Davis's statement to me the first time I read it sounded like lawyer speak. It sounded like he was being extremely vague about the specifics on what he was told and when, compared to what it is that he's saying. Okay, the league didn't send me any emails until this point. Does that mean that nobody told you that John Gruden might have involved in something?
Okay,
is there no possibility that if you have reporters that reached out to John himself, that John didn't come to you and say anything? Is there nothing that occurred there? Like, okay, maybe you're right. Maybe the league did not send you copies of the emails until that point in time. Does not shirk you of responsibility in any other way when it comes to the situation, right? And to me, it also speaks to something I talked about last week, which is that Mark Davis is in absolute dire need of a face of his franchise. He thought he had it in John Gruden. Now, what best way can he try to basically re-invoke the memory of his dad than being the guy at the owners' meetings, being a dick to all the rest of the good old boys club? He's doing it again. It's like he stole a page out of Al's playbook and being that I'm going to be the outsider again. Yes, the owners speak on behalf of the league and the league speaks on behalf of the owners, right? And it's still, I think this is a dog and pony show of Mark Davis because he still knows the league isn't releasing shit unless they're forced to. So once again, and I still go back to Dan Snyder and this being a Cold War, they are basically saying, like you do in a Cold War, you got nukes, I got nukes. If you take me down, we're all going down, motherfuckers. So basically, lie as much as you want to right now. Why? Because when the moment comes, they're all dead.
I think that's a very fair point. And
hold on, let me add one point. Like, also, I feel as though this is the owners are not on the same page.
They're never on the same. Hold on. The thing that you got to. I'm sorry. My bad.
Okay. Another report that came out today as well is that all the other owners are pissed at Stan Kroenke because of the fact that he's reneging on his agreement to pay the taxes when when the Rams moved from St. Louis to LA. So I feel like the whole they're not together. So for Jerry Jones to come out and say I speak for all the owners, no, you don't. And every reporter that was there said the same shit. And it's like, clearly he doesn't, because
he does.
Mark said he doesn't.
Yes, he does. No, because here's the thing that you're not realizing as far as the owners go. Okay. You got 32 billionaires in a room. They're competing with each other. They're not friends. The only two that you can really consider friends is maybe Dan and Jerry, but there's still a little bit of Dan being that annoying friend that you just kind of keep around because he's got shit, which is what the vibe is from Jerry. They're fucking billionaires that don't like each other, but you know what they do like? Fucking money. And do you know what they also realize? That shield protects their fucking money. So you know what they do? They realize, I might hate every one of you fuckers in this room, But you know what we do well together? Make fucking money. So you know what we have to do? Get behind the Goodell asshole, because you know what he protects? Our fucking money. And that's what it comes down to. There are all the reports. Jerry and Dan tried to take out Goodell. Mm-hmm. They tried. They legitimately tried to take out Goodell. And they couldn't because it was just two of them. The rest of the league owners are like, hey, we might not like the dude, but we're making fucking cash. Shut the fuck up, you two. Pay the goddamn fines and go about your business.
All right, so I have a question. How do you feel about, so what do you think the point of Mark Davis saying, he wants a report on the findings of the Washington football team investigation?
He's pump faking.
He's pump faking. Thank you.
He's pump faking.
That's what I was saying.
It's smoke screens. Smoke screens.
Look at me being tough on this thing. Look at me standing up to the league. Every Raiders fan that remembers Al doing the same things gets a little bit, you can't help it, but get a little bit good job, Mark. You're taking a stand, Mark. Is he really? Because, that's the thing is the pressure to get the things released are not going to be beholden on Mark and what it is he says or doesn't say. I see Florio tried to say that in the PFT article, and I disagree with Florio, that if they do that, then it puts more pressure. I don't think that it doesn't sway it at all, because when push comes to shove and Mark Davis is sitting in a room where he knows the 31 other owners are around him, and they ask him point blank, do you want a written report about this? No.
Yeah,
I guess
what is it? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's
friend.
where they're all at right now. They might not like each other, but they all have one common goal.
And I'm calling my shot. Jay Gruden will be on the Raiders coaching staff next year.
No, Jay.
I think that's not happening. I bet you $1,000.
No, bet $100.
I'm not actually betting.
No, I'm not going to bet any money. I'm just saying I got a good feeling Jay Gruden is going to be involved some way going forward.
No other Gruden is going to be a part of the Raiders except for Deuce.
Okay.
Deuce.
But here's the thing is that what I think what you guys are underrating is how much of a PR move this could be for the Raiders searching for something. Whereas if he does do this line in the sand thing, if he does this line in the sand thing and says, hey, if you guys wanted to oust this person or that person from my organization, you ain't going to tell me shit of what to do and what I can't do. And I almost think it could be an indignant sort of thing. I think that Mark has an opportunity to throw smoke screens out from a PR standpoint to build buzz about the team. But what he should be doing is shutting the fuck up and realizing his team's better off without John.
Very well.
Braylon?
I haven't heard anything in regards to Mark Davis trying to do anything with John or anything of the sort. So I just think
he was talking to John.
But do you think you'd hear about it if it
he confirmed he talked to John?
Yeah,
he's talking to John.
What happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, every fucking player on the team had a conversation with John since he left. But it doesn't mean he's fucking coming back or his brother's coming back in any capacity. No. Because if you look at it this way, all right, if the Raiders do well this year, they'll probably keep Rich Bisaccia as a head coach next year. We already have a good fucking thing in place. Our offense is good. Our defense is good. The fuck is the point? There's no room for Jay there.
I'm joking, but I'm hoping it's true.
Oh, just like the Leatherwood thing? Okay.
It's like the Raiders just do shit. I'm like, that just seems like the Raider thing to do. And it works out because it's the Raider thing to do.
Okay. All right. So, final thoughts, guys.
I'll go. Dune was fucking incredible. I've seen it 4 times. I'm not going to run it.
All right, cool.
If you can make it out to the Air and Space Museum, if you're in the Washington, D.C. area, the Udvar Hazy or Hazy. If you're in other cities, try to find the Smithsonian IMAX. The theater that I watched it on was 6 stories high. The sound was a son of a bitch, just way too loud, where I was kind of glad the movie was on HBO Max so I could watch it again with subtitles on. It did help out quite a bit. But it is a marvel of cinema, and I'm very glad that they greenlit part 2. Denny Villeneuve, ballsy move, man, not getting greenlit for the second movie and then making sure that you create a movie that needed multiple parts. I just think that's fucking dope.
But he knows who he is. Go ahead.
Can I ask a question? Because I've heard this, and these are things that just make me angry. Is it set up as just half of the plot?
No.
Well, I mean,
it's a
the
story.
Big as shit, though.
Right. Have you ever seen the 1984 David Lynch Dune?
No.
That one was, yeah.
The Dune movie from '84 is they're trying to fit multiple stories in this one goddamn
into
movie,
the one movie,
and you can't do it. It's just not possible. So like this is, if you spread it out, you can have, there are tons of books, man. Dune is the greatest piece of science fiction literature ever made. In the sense of, if you like Star Wars, guess where George Lucas bit everything from? Fucking Dune. So I'm just,
but it's not like, how long's the movie? Like 2.5?
Yeah. Roughly.
I remember the first Harry Potter movie, they tried to take a book and squeeze it into an hour and 15 minutes, and it was trash.
It doesn't feel like that. What I did hear from the screen, from the first reviewers that I talked to that had gone out to some of the festivals, there is it now on this title card of the movie when you first turn on, it says Dune Part 1. When they first went to go watch it, it didn't. So basically, you're 2 hours in the movie, you're like, they can't wrap this up. What the fuck is going on? And you start to feel that anxiety of like, in the runtimes of the movie, like, when is it going to end? But if you go into it knowing, hey, it's just one part, it alleviates all of that.
And what do we got? Like another 5 years before we get part 2?
I think it's going to be a while.
2023. That's it. 2023.
Yeah, the 2023. That's going to be the 3 years, 165 million to make this one. And god damn, it was worth every fucking penny and every.
I'll watch it this weekend. All right, so who's next?
I'm gonna watch it too.
Movie theater if you can. Please do a movie theater.
No, I'm definitely doing. Listen, I'm gonna send a file. Okay. I'm going to see it in IMAX.
I think me and Keem would get along a lot. Like we had a movie podcast.
We get along fine. What do you mean?
He's still gonna slap you.
Yeah, but that's the thing. There's one thing you can't do to me. Slap me in the face. I kirk out. I'm not normal if you do that to me.
You guys should just fight, get it over with, and then have a
that's
how it is.
Like you can punch me.
Like we get along.
You can punch me all you want. You just can't slap me. It's like,
that's my thing. You slap me in the face, it goes like, people that have done that, it didn't end well for anybody.
All right, so
just look at me. I lost like 8 inches off my height.
What's next?
I saw No Time to Die this weekend. Actually, I finally saw it. And the movie wasn't that great, to be honest. And I just thought like the send off for Bond, I won't spoil anything, was good. Like the final 10, 15 minutes was like, oh, this is nice. Like, I see what y'all do. Like, this is cool. Like, all right. But outside of that, I just want to say, really excited for the Batman. That's all.
Yo, first off, how I know No Time to Die was not that great? I haven't really heard that much about it since it came out. So, like, nobody's called me and been like, hey, Ryan, you have to see this. Like, I got none of that.
I'm the biggest Bond fan probably on this podcast. And I have to say, I haven't seen it yet. And the delays that kept happening because of COVID kind of took all the fun out of it for me.
Yeah.
It's forgettable.
Ryan, go ahead.
I don't really have that much. This is my favorite time in sports though. You got NFL rolling, the beginning of the basketball season, World Series baseball, which so far has been fucking awesome. The pitcher for Atlanta last night threw 10 pitches, including a strikeout of Jose Altuve with a broken leg. So good time to be a sports fan. I still haven't started Succession. I know. But I'll be doing
first 2 episodes really good.
I'll be doing
2 episodes in.
No. Oh, like of season 1?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I finally got one of those pens, the oil pens. So I think this weekend I will be spending my free time smoking, eating terrible food, and watching as much Succession as I can.
This last episode of Succession,
fuck off.
The last episode of Succession is a top 3 episode. It's an absolute top 3 episode.
I actually got my wife into it. All right. My final thoughts. Yeah. My final thought will be short and quick. Koeman just got fired as the Barcelona manager today. The biggest issue I've seen is our attacking options have been either injured or shit. This whole thing with Dembele, where his agent is trying to stall to offer his player up for a free in the summer, is stupid. I don't know what the next direction is. We just need to sign Araujo and Gavi. Keep Pedri, of course. We already signed him. He has $1 billion,
$1.5 billion release clause.
I think it's just $1 billion release. I mean, €1 billion.
What's another $500 million?
Yeah, and then Same thing with Ansu Fati. He has a billion euro or whatever release cost too. So yeah, still what? I think we're still like $1 billion in debt. So somebody come pay the release clause and go ahead and send them to Newcastle.
Hey man, Newcastle got that money.
Yeah, they do.
My soccer thoughts, guys, are go Chelsea.
Did you watch Doctor Strange
Nah,
and What
just,
If?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Came.
I'm still behind. I'm gonna actually watch that like tomorrow and Friday. Like I'm gonna watch the whole like season because I'm still behind and I know that the Eternals is coming, so I want to watch it.
It's good. But
Man, free time on the weekdays sounds awesome. It is.
I will say that I just have the iPad in front of me. If you didn't know, now you know. The two players with the most 100 catch seasons in NFL history. Do you know? You don't know?
Hold on.
Jerry?
Most 100 catch?
Most 100 catch seasons in a career.
There
There are two tied for first.
Fitzgerald.
No.
T.O.?
No.
Randy Moss.
Nope.
Antonio Brown.
Not
TJ
Randy.
Yes.
Ushmanzada.
Okay. AB.
One more.
And hold on.
Jarvis Landry?
Fuck, I know this. No, what?
Nigga, what?
I mean, he did some shit in Miami. Calm down.
TJ Ushmanzada.
No.
It's
All
not
right,
Jerry.
Chris Carter.
It's not Jerry. It's not Jerry.
No, I already said Jerry. Jerry's the first one I
Yeah,
said.
it's not Jerry. I know.
Y'all
And
should get this, but
I
you're
know
not going
this.
to.
Chris
I
Carter?
know this.
No.
Randy Moss.
No.
Marvin.
No.
What,
Isaac
did he
Bruce.
play on the Colts?
Marvin has
Isaac
four.
Bruce or Torrey Holt?
The answer is 6, but no, it's not neither of those.
Wait,
Did he
hold
play-
on.
Did he play for the Colts?
No.
Hold on. What AFC or NFC?
Both.
That's all I need. He played
Oh,
both.
got you.
Fuck you.
This actually
All right.
makes it fairly easy. I think now I
Oh.
kind of gave it up.
So it's not T.O.
No.
Okay.
I know it's not Randy because he died
Playing
when
the
he was with the
AFC and
Raiders.
NFC.
No. And
did-
we were
he-
all, this isn't like somebody from way back. We were all alive very much and saw this guy play every
That's what
season
I'm
he
trying
played.
to think. I said if it's not Fitz, then who?
And
is
it's not
it?
Brandon Marshall?
There you go. Nobody said it.
I swore I did.
No, it's Brandon Marshall.
I know.
I've
I
been
said
waiting.
Marshall.
I've been waiting. You didn't say it.
Oh,
You were close. You had a couple.
Wow.
You were like right around, dancing around it, but you didn't say Brandon.
okay.
Well done.
Yeah. Denver, Chicago,
Hey.
New York.
Well,
if you-
remember if you
if you
look
didn't know.
at him like some of his interviews and like on the podcast, he was saying like, yeah, like the only thing he cared about was the next contract. So if he can get 100 catches, he's like, that's what I needed.
The 100 catches because the only other person on the team that could the only two people that could stand each other on a particular football team was Jay Cutler and Brandon Marshall. If you didn't know, now you know because I told you.
Shit, I think
My
he-
one
Jay
quick
now.
thing about that
don't
though
like
is
Jay
that
now.
like they always ask who's the ex, Brandon or Chad. It's Brandon. What the fuck? Like it's like I love Chad, but like Brandon's the ex. Like that's it. Like period.
If you
Like,
look
he's the
at
ex.
the DBs, a lot of people said that Chad's the X.
Yeah,
I'm sure they did, but
I think
just
Chad's
don't
the
think- I
ex.
think that's true. I think
Revis.
that's revisionist history. I really
Revis.
do. Like
Revis
he
said
wasn't
Chad's
as
the X.
he wasn't as productive.
Revis
And-
said
Revis.
Hold on, no. Hey,
Mhm.
but here's the thing that you're not realizing with it. Chad was incredible.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Brandon and Jay would just throw the ball to Brandon. It didn't matter where he was playing. Brandon could have lined up in the backfield. It didn't fucking matter. Jay only trusted Brandon. It's the combo of them two. It's let's do it any scheme. It's that Jay hated everyone except for Brandon. And Brandon could tell him, shut the fuck up and throw me the football. And Jay would say, okay. And curse at him the entire time he was doing it. It's just they
and
gotta
then,
come out.
then smoke a cigarette.
I also
about it.
don't think whoever's tougher to cover doesn't mean that one was like more of an ex than not.
I know,
Because Chad
but
was a
what I'm
route
saying-
runner. Chad was a route runner.
Revis.
Brandon is
Revis
just bigger
said
than you.
that Chad is the X.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chad could run every route and then do the go, and he had separation every time. Like quickest feet I've ever seen.
Yep. All right.
It's that
Bye.
hyperbaric chamber. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
What the hell?